It is a blessed thing that in every age someone has had enough individuality and courage to stand by his own convictions. Ingersoll, Robert G. When you try to do something you've never done before, you risk falling on your face. Zwillik, Ellen. It is what we fear that happens to us. Wilde, Oscar. This the last of human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. Frankl, Victor. A life making mistakes is not only more honorable, but more useful than a life spent doing nothing at all. Shaw, George Bernard. Daring ideas are like chessmen moved forward. They may be beaten, but they may start a winning game. Goethe. He who gains victory over other men is strong, but he who gains victory over himself is all-powerful. Lao Tzu. When your bow is broken and your last arrow spent, then shoot. Shoot with your whole heart. Zen saying. In the long run, we get no more than we have been willing to risk giving. Ka. Sheldon. To measure you by your smallest deed is to reckon the ocean by the frailty of its foam. To judge you by your failures is to cast blame upon the seasons for their inconsistencies. Gibran. Khalil. You haven't failed till you quit trying. Anonymous. I try to avoid looking forward or backward, and try to keep looking upward. Ronnie. Charlotte, security is mostly a superstition. It does not exist in nature, nor do the children of men as whole experience it. Avoiding danger is no safer in the long run than outright exposure. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing. Keller, Helen. If you see a whole thing, it seems that it's always beautiful. Planets, lives, but up close a world's all dirt and rocks. And day to day, life's a hard job. You get tired, you lose the pattern. Le Guin. Ursula in the Woods is perpetual youth. Emerson, Ralph Waldo. It is good to have an end to journey toward, but it is the journey that matters in the end. Legwin, Ursula. Let me listen to me and not to them. Stein, Gertrude. The moment one gives close attention to anything, even a blade of grass, it becomes a mysterious, awesome, indescribably magnificent world in itself. Miller, Henry. To affect the quality of the day, that is the art of life. Thoreau. Henry David. An intellectual improvement arises from leisure. Johnson, Samuel. He who knows enough is enough will always have enough. Lao Tzu. We do not remember days, we remember moments. Pavese, Cesare. When we get too caught up in the busyness of the world, we lose connection with one another and ourselves. Cornfield, Jack. The fundamental delusion of humanity is to suppose that I am here and you are out there. Roshi, Yasutani. When you are feeling depreciated, angry, and drained, it is a sign that other people are not open to your energy. Roman, Sanaya. Money will come when you are doing the right thing. Phillips, Mike. To keep the body in good health is a duty, otherwise we shall not be able to keep our mind strong and clear. Buddha. It is one of the beautiful compensations of life that no man can sincerely try to help another without helping himself. Emerson, Ralph Waldo. Real learning comes when the competitive spirit has ceased. Krishnamurti. J. Give light, and the darkness will disappear of itself. Erasmus. Kindness is the noblest weapon to conquer with. American proverb. I want to sing like the birds sing, not worrying about who hears or what they think. Rumi. The quieter you become, the more you can hear. Das Baba Ram. There is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. Shakespeare. William. Rest is not idleness, and to lie sometimes on the grass under trees on a summer's day, listening to the murmur of the water or watching the clouds float across the sky, is by no means a waste of time. Lubbock, Sergei. True silence is the rest of the mind. It is to the spirit what sleep is to the body, nourishment and refreshment. Penn, William. I must govern the clock, not be governed by it. Mir, Golda. The sorrow which has no vent in tears may make other organs weep. Maudsley, Henry. You grow up the day you have your first real laugh at yourself. Barrymore, Ethel. All my life I have tried to pluck a thistle and plant a flower, wherever the flower would grow in thought and mind. Lincoln, Abraham. Nothing is so bitter that a calm mind cannot find comfort in it. Seneca. Such as are your habitual thoughts, such also will be the character of your mind. For the soul is dyed by the thoughts. Aurelius Marcus. It has long been an axiom of mine that the little things are infinitely the more important. Doyle, Sir Arthur Conan. It has been my experience that folks who have no vices have very few virtues. Lincoln Abraham. Freedom is nothing else but a chance to be better. Camus Albert. All great truths begin as blasphemies. Shaw George Bernard. There are two ways of spreading light, to be the candle or the mirror that reflects it. Wharton, Edith. What we do today, right now, will have an accumulated effect on all our tomorrows. Stoddard, Alexandra. Live all you can. It's a mistake not to. It doesn't so much matter what you do in particular, so long as you have your life. If you haven't had that, what have you? James, Henry. If the doors of perception were cleansed, everything would appear to man as it is, infinite. Blake, William. The only joy in the world is to begin. Pavese, Cesare. Celebrate the happiness that friends are always giving. Make every day a holiday and celebrate just living. Bradley, Amanda. The soul should always stand ajar, ready to welcome the ecstatic experience. Dickinson, Emily. It is eternity now. I am in the midst of it. It is about me and the sunshine. Jeffries, Richard. If my heart can become pure and simple like that of a child, I think there probably can be no greater happiness than this. Nishida, Kitaro. If you take a flower in your hand and really look at it, it's your world for the moment. O'Keefe, Georgia. The reason angels can fly is that they take themselves so lightly. Chesterton, G.K. Slow down and enjoy life. It's not only the scenery you miss by going too fast, you also miss the sense of where you are going and why. Cantor, Eddie. Man is not free to refuse to do the thing which gives him more pleasure than any other conceivable action. Stendhal. Everyone is unique. Compare not yourself with anyone else lest you spoil God's curriculum. Tov, Baal Shem. Put your heart, mind, intellect, and soul even to your smallest acts. This is the secret of success. Savanda. Swami Fun has a sacred dimension. Diaz, Adriana. It is extraordinary how extraordinary the ordinary person is. Will George S. The aim of life is to live, and to live means to be aware, joyously, drunkenly, serenely, divinely aware. Miller, Henry. To be surprised, to wonder, is to begin to understand. Ortega Y. Gasset. Jose. Life is playfulness. We need to play so that we can rediscover the magical around us. Colau, Flora. More important than talent, strength, or knowledge is the ability to laugh at yourself and enjoy the pursuit of your dreams. Grant, Amy. When you delight in the game, the effort seems unimportant. Anonymous. When you are sorrowful, look again in your heart, and you shall see that in truth you are weeping for that which has been your delight. Gibran, Kalil. Today I live in the quiet, joyous expectation of good. Allmen, earnest be intent upon the perfection of the present day. Law, William. A man who is a physical being is always turned toward the outside, thinking that his happiness lies outside him. Finally turns inward and discovers that the source is within him. Kierkegaard, Soren. Happiness is not a goal, it is a byproduct. Roosevelt, Eleanor. We learn the inner secret of happiness when we learn to direct our inner drives, our interest and our attention to something outside ourselves. Andrus Ethel Perry.